Okay, so I've got a common problem with these push button ideal standard toilets. This one's been in here about 7 years, and what happens with these toilets is the main seal, which is in the bottom of this bowl here, starts to fail, and that leads to water coming down inside the bowl, like a constant little stream of water inside the bowl. So what we need to do is replace the seal. Now I've actually bought one. So they call it a diaphragm. It's basically a little big washer with there is a plastic piece on there. I don't know if I'll need that. For this toilet it was the SV01967. That barcode's just superfluous. But it was the SV01967 that I bought off eBay for an ideal standard, diaphragm for an ideal standard. So I've got a stopcock on the side of here. You can just see it down there, this little baby here. So I'm going to turn that half a turn with a screwdriver in a minute. Turn the water off, drain the, push the button, drain the toilet bowl so there's no water in there. And then I'll proceed to show you what the part is and how to do it. Now there is a quick way. I've already done this once on this toilet, and you can, as with all these plastic components, rubber components, you can take the diaphragm out and put it in, clean it and put it in, because a lot of time it gets like limescale and stuff around it. You can take it out, clean it, put it in boiling water, or expand to its original size and then replace it. I did that about, year ago, and it's lasted a year, so I've actually had this part a year because I didn't bother fitting it originally. But now I'm going to do the proper fix. But if you can't be bothered to order this, or you just need a temporary fix, try and do this, what I'm about to do. Take this out, just clean it, put it in boiling water, it'll expand again, fit it back in, Bob's your uncle, you won't have the leak again. It won't be permanent fix, but it is a good little fix. And to be honest, I could probably do it again and it'd probably work again, but I'm actually going to replace it this time. So, happy days. So first step, I've got my big screwdriver. I've put it in that little valve there. I've turned it half a turn. It's turned the water off, yeah? So normally, if you move that up and down, there'll be water in there. I've took the lid off, obviously. It just lifts straight off. And yeah, I've took the toilet out, I took the water out. There's no water coming back in there. So it just makes it easier to work. So the next stage is to take this out. So here we go. So this is the main mechanism. So half a turn to the left and pull. And this is your main flushing mechanism. Okay, so whip that out. That hole there, the big hole, is where the water goes down and into the loo, yeah? So this is where the water's somewhere here in the bottom of this mechanism. The water's seeping through, it's going down that hole and it's leading to a constant little trickle of water down the face of the toilet. So let's have a look at this diagram. Here it is. Look how messy it is, look. Now, if I just clean that, and like I say, put it in boiling water, it'd start working again. But look, I'm going to whip it off. It's held in, I think those are just plastic clips. I'm going to whip that off, put the new one on. Okay, so what I've done is I've took the old diaphragm which sat on there, I've took that off, and it's held in place with this little clip. Now here's the new one, it's got a little clip with these little things that sit down. But it's an interesting tip, the way to get that off is just put a screwdriver between the main system and the cap, this piece here, and just prise it up slowly and that'll come off. So what I've actually done is I've seated the rubber first around this little ring and then push the ferrule into position. Right, so it is a bit of a game pushing that in. Obviously here's the old one. So as you can see, the clips sort of, you have to line the clips up and then make sure they're all sort of in the right, you know, within the cylinder, and then slowly give it a good push, and eventually it clips into place. So that's now held tight, the new diaphragm's held tight. I did try, in this instance, cleaning this diaphragm and replacing that, but it's too far gone. It's quite perished, this one. As I say, I have cleaned it and replaced it before, so it's obviously reached the complete end of the life. So like I say, if you haven't cleaned yours and sort of put it in hot water before and cleaned it up and tried, you know, it probably will work once, but ultimately, eventually, you're going to need a new one. It was like £6 off eBay. So yeah, happy days. I'm going to put this back in again, straight back in the loo, place it in, seat it, and then find the little clips and then turn it back clockwise. Boom, we're in. So I refitted it. And what I found was I was still getting a little bit of a trickle of water, but once the toilet filled up properly, it seems to be settling down now. Yeah, it's pretty much sorted. So like I say, whilst it's filling up, you may still get a trickle of water, and then it just eventually might actually be the once the basin's full, it might be the actual weight of the water that helps that seal occur, but yeah, I mean, who knows. Anyway, that's how to replace the diaphragm and stop a leaky toilet. Cheers.